how much can you really earn renting out a property? When you rent out a property, you will get this thing called a gross rent. For example, you rent out a property at $3,500. Do you take back the full amount? Actually, not really. You still have to pay a few things. First, upfront, you need to pay agent fee. Agent fee is definitely something that you need to pay to find a tenant for you. Of course, if you have contacts, like your colleagues wants to rent a place that you currently have, and maybe you don't need an agent to find a tenant for you. So you save on that if you can have it within your own context. But it's still good to have an agent because the agent will help you to document out the paperwork. The agents will help you to do the complete handover, taking photos, taking videos of the place. And that's the most crucial part because you want to document down everything before you hand over the tenant, so that when the tenant returns back to you, right, you can see how's the condition of it at the end of the day itself compared to your original photos and videos. Second thing that you will also need to pay, of course, if you still have an outstanding loan, you need to pay your mortgage interest. When you take a loan from either HDB loan or bank loan, your monthly installment is split into two components. One is the principal, another one is the interest. This interest component will still continue. You need to pay for it all the way until you finish paying off your entire loan itself. This interest, it's a cost to you, and you of course can claim from IRAS to reduce the rental expense, but it's something that you can reduce it by refinancing or by repricing with your bank itself. What's refinancing? Refinancing simply means you change a package, just like how you port out from your handphone telco from one bank to another bank itself. So usually when the loan interest is reduced, how much you pay monthly will reduce as well in terms of interest. So third thing that you will need to pay is your maintenance fee. So your maintenance fee, if yours is a condo, you pay the maintenance fee directly to the MCST. But if yours is a HDB, you still need to continue paying your town council fees payable by the landlord. So most of the time you need to account for that as well. Fourth thing you need to pay will be your property tax. Property tax, it's a different scenario altogether. Why is that so? Because when you stay in a property, you pay this thing called owner-occupied tax rates. But when you rent it out, pay a non-owner-occupied tax rates. The owner-occupied rates and the non-owner-occupied rates, the difference is about 5 to 6 times. For example, my old house that I was staying, the property tax was $400 when I'm staying there. If I choose to rent it out, the property tax will have increased to about $2,400, $2,500. This is something that you need to take note, property tax. Then the fifth thing, you need to pay your income tax. When you rent out this property, right, IRAS treat this rental as additional income for yourself. So it really depends on what is the income tax bracket you are paying. So if you are earning, let's say, 40,000 and above and stuff like that, you know, the 7% threshold, add this rental income on top of your existing active income itself. Of course, there are things that you can deduct, like for example, repairs, work, agent fees and stuff like that. Income to be reported into IRAS so that they are able to charge the right income tax to you. So now the question is it really worthwhile renting out a property? In Singapore, the game of rental property, it's you are being paid to wait. Because in Singapore, the main massive gain comes from capital appreciation. So making money between buying and selling, and that capital appreciation is the thing that helps you to make more money out from it. Of course, if you are able to buy a low-cost property such as a HDB and stay out for the 5 years and then rent passively for the next 10 years, you still can get good money from it. But if you want to shorten the whole game of property wealth creation, it's all about buying and selling and making a capital appreciation out of it. Why would I say so? Let me just give you an example. Recently, I have a client that has bought a property about 3 years ago. So she has been renting out that property about $3,200 to $3,500. Let's just use an example of $3,200. $3,200 every year, she'll be getting about $38,400. But if today, after renting for 3 years, she can sell the property and make a profit of $200,000. This $38,400, you will need 5 years to reach this $200,000. So is it worthwhile doing so? Maybe, maybe not also, because at the end of the day, you still have to factor in buyer's stamp duty that you have paid up front for it. So at that grand scheme of things, $200,000 may be also better than 5 years worth of rental income. My own rule of thumb is that if the capital appreciation gives you more than 4 years of the annual rental, is something worthwhile to consider doing also. So at the end of the day, there is no fixed rule, because some elderlies that I know, right, they rent out the property and then stay with their daughter or stay with their son, so that they have a roof over their head and yet they have income coming in to supplement their retirement lifestyle. So is that right? Is that wrong? There is no right, no wrong, but is it good for you as an individual and as a retiree? Maybe, why not? One thing that I also want to highlight is also this hidden cost that you need to take note. It's not really a monetary cost, but it's more towards the worries and headaches, especially if the tenants that you found is not good, or it's someone that nitpick a lot about every single thing. Because some tenants that I know, they nitpick about a lot of things, and it's so troublesome and so headache for the landlord, and it adds a lot of rental stress to the owner as well. And last of all, sometimes you also need to be prepared for vacancies. What I mean by vacancy is that if a tenant leaves today and the next time you find a tenant is 1 month from the time that he leaves, that 1 month is also another opportunity cost for yourself as well. So that's something you still need to prepare. Important to have an agent that guides you along, because an agent is aware of what's going on in the market and can guide you to adjust your price or choose certain kind of tenants which you might not know or might not be aware. Or so comment down below what are some rental tenants horror that you have heard below, and we can share it among this community. Once again, if you found value in this particular video, do click the like button, and I'll be glad to share more rental stories with you next time. I'm Caleb, that have helped many landlords find the right tenants for their property. So if you need help with it, simply drop me a call below. See you, goodbye.